Hello, everyone, and thanks for coming and watching us play the Lost Tomb of Akarut. Um, we've been saying this a lot on this channel, but we're going to keep saying it and keep on saying it and keep on saying it. But in case you had any doubts and needed just one more voice to say something that should be obvious to you, Black lives do matter. Um, Indigenous voices matter. Please do what you can to support people who are disadvantaged. Always listen to the downtrodden and anyone who is systemically worse off than you. And do what you can, not just to listen to them, but to act on those words that you're hearing and to try and make their lives better. BIMPOC people, LGBTQIA people, and also particularly Indigenous voices as well. Three of us here are playing on land that was stolen from Indigenous people, and that's an important thing to bear in mind and keep at the center of everything that you do. Also, I've been thinking a lot about medically disadvantaged people lately, because there are all sorts of people who have systemic disadvantages in medicine, but also long-term illnesses and need extra consideration and care from that perspective. So please consider that as well. Well, we are going to now play some Dungeons and Dragons. Welcome to the Hidden Tomb of Akarut, or Lost Tomb of Akarut. I've forgotten. Guys, do you even remember what it was originally? I feel like I've gone back and forth so many times.
I've heard both. Yeah, I forget which one was first.
I could have sworn it was a hidden.
I thought it was hidden.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hidden has stuck.
Hidden has stuck? Okay, well, I will do my best to go back to Hidden the whole time. But you guys have to catch me. If I say Lost, like, I don't know, in the title of the stream right now, where it says the Lost Tomb of Akarut, you have got to, you've got to help me. Get back to it. Okay, Hidden Tomb of Akarut. Well, last time we played was a while ago. We had my vacation and also a protests interrupt play. All very reasonable things. Good to care for oneself, good to care for others. But even more important than that, the last time we played, our session ended rather abruptly. We didn't quite finish it out. We were in the middle of a large-scale ambush where the Hubert Songshore Enterprises people were in the process of ambushing you guys, and we never actually resolved that fight. It is almost resolved, but that is different than fully resolved. I think that is safe to say. So here's the situation that we find ourselves in right now, and let's just dive on in and finish up this fight, and then see where we're at after that, and yeah, see how that goes. It's a little weird to pick up a fight in the middle. Sometimes we don't necessarily remember where we were, but we're gonna find out where we were and make it all happen. Tiss.
Yes.
Sorry to spotlight on you.
That's alright.
But I think the last villain standing. Nope, there's two more villains standing, and one of them is a warlock right next to you.
Yeah, I think I had just, I don't know if it was the very last turn, but I had just Misty stepped up to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I don't know if it was my turn.
I'm going to assume that the turn order is accurate. It may not be. It may be the last thing you do is Misty step up to this person. And now it's my job to escape, but I'm going to assume that I left it on your turn because it is your turn, not because it was your turn.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It may or may not make sense, but it's what I'm choosing to assume.
Okay. So I'll assume that I use Misty Step, because I'm pretty sure it's a bonus action, and I intended to use my action to attack. So I'll go ahead and do that.
Oh, in fact, sorry, I can even look because I don't need to check. You did use your action to attack twice most recently.
Oh, okay.
So it isn't your turn. I lied.
So it would be just after my turn, or whoever's
Indeed,
next.
it would.
Cool.
Yep. So it's just after your turn. I apologize. There you go. I could handy dandy thing. I can check the history in our chat bar. That's so handy and useful.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
awesome.
There it is.
This is Kana, right? Kana is up.
Yep, Kana is up. Let's see, and Kana has to deal with. There's one more Orkful here and one more Warlock over here. And let's see, Kana is going to attack with a spell. She's going to shoot a firebolt and miss. Okay, that makes it our Warlock's friend's turn, and Warlock friend, I mean Warlock enemy. He does not like being brought up here. What is his plan? Yeah, his plan is to run away. So he's going to provoke attacks of opportunity from Tiss and from El Tigre. Tiss unfortunately misses. I know, El Tigre, you're running like 2 characters. A 15 is a hit. A 15 is a hit. Takes 5 more damage. And he's going to run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He'll spend an action to dash. 1, 2. Run off the map. 3, 4, 5, 6. You guys have no idea where this block. I mean, he ran out the door, but you have no idea how far he went, which is unfortunate. And then our new friend appears up. Ziriel, right? Cool, Ziriel, do your thing.
So let's see. There's the barbarian in front of us.
Yep.
And then no other enemies.
Nope, he's the only one left on the map.
Cool. All right. So I think booming blade to the rapier attack. So let's see. Does this? No, that's just the damage. Okay.
17 just hits.
Perfect. And then booming blade does 1d8 initial.
Okay.
Or 18.
17. Nice.
Math.
No worries. Yeah, second attack.
Oh shit. Yeah. Alright. Wait, let's see.
Booming Blade doesn't kick in yet because he hasn't moved yet.
I know, but like for a second attack, does it apply? I don't think it does.
No, you can only cast 1 spell per turn.
Okay. Yeah, so that's on hit. Alright.
So the second attack is a normal hit.
Cool.
And another 17 to hit with another 10 damage. Yeah, this barbarian is not looking good. He is still standing though. Cool. Okay. Cool. Well, he does not like this experience, so he's going to smack you right back on his turn. 2 attacks, 17 to hit.
AC of 17.
That hits then, and a 13. And a. Oh, sorry, that's a 12. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. A 12 to hit misses, and a 20 to hit hits. There we go. Sorry, I was scrolling back in the chat. Okay, so this huge battle axe comes roaring down at you. Sorry, I'm getting into the flow of things. It's weird to start in the middle of combat. And does 12 points of damage.
All right, that puts me 10 under.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you're unconscious again?
Yeah.
Great, awesome. Lyra, your new ally / friend, the one who is betraying the enemies at least. I don't know if he's your ally yet. He's definitely not your friend yet. Has just fallen unconscious. And this barbarian who is raging looks deeply unhappy with everything in the world. And I think he shouts out, "I will kill you all!"
Yeah, I think, well, I'm just going to try and fire an arrow at it and hope that I don't miss.
That's up. A 22 definitely hits. 6 piercing damage is good. Do you want to end your sneak attack?
Yes, please.
And another 7. Not bad. So that's a total of... So I think you take this shot and you hit him, and it sort of sticks into the meaty side of his neck muscle thing. And he like turns towards you with a glint and like, I'm going to take you out.
Oh, please don't.
Jinx, you're up.
Okay. So Ziriel has saved me twice now, I think. At least. I don't have very good medicine, but I'm gonna try and stabilize him.
You know what's the best medicine?
After?
Killing your opponent.
Yeah.
You can try and stabilize him, just, you know.
I just don't know whether I want to do that because he is very close to me, and if he hits me, I'll probably go down as well. Again.
Yeah.
I can attack as a bonus action though, so I might do both.
If you attack as an action, you can attack as a bonus action.
Oh, okay. I'll stabilize Ziriel.
Roll that medicine check. Ziriel, you are stabilized. You are no longer dying. You are just unconscious.
No longer dying is good.
No longer dying is good. And El Tigre, you're up.
Oh, shit. All right, let me put on my other face. Okay. So El Tigre is slightly better off, but still not that great. He has 13 hit points. Well, I'm going to run on over to the orc, and I'm going to see if I can grapple or shove prone.
Nice.
Thing that I do with the stuff. So I have to attack first, which was the whole weird thing.
And you missed. Oh, sorry, are you recklessly attacking? Are you raging?
I am raging, but I didn't call a reckless attack, so...
Okay, then you miss.
Alright, and then I will attempt to shove. Let's see. Oh, wait, is it?
It's contested. It's contested.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Right, he gets a 20.
Damn. Alright.
He's also a barbarian, so don't yeah. Harder to shove around. It's like, you try and push me, and he like pushes you back with his shoulder. You like try and grapple him, and he like shoves you back with his shoulder, not letting you take him down.
I think that's all I got. Yeah.
Okay. Marcus, Tiss is up.
Cool. I'm gonna run up. No, we don't see the warlock anymore, right? Okay. I'm gonna run up behind the barbarian. I'll just put him here for now. Ooh, thank you.
I'll get rid of the thing.
Okay. And I'm gonna attack twice.
Attack that twice.
Come on. It's a miss, right?
15 just misses.
Okay, one more again. Oh my god.
That is also a miss. Tiss. I really
yeah.
like you, but you gotta start hitting things.
Yeah, this has been a problem.
Yeah. Just as a rule of thumb, it would be better if you could hit things than not hit things.
I think that's all I can do. I don't think I even have bonus action stuff right now. So yeah, that's it.
Good to know. Cool. Kana looks at this guy and, like, in her own language, says something, which I think one of you can now understand, and it's basically like, why won't this person die? And let's see how she does. She misses as well. Great. This guy skips more. Ziriel's unconscious. Great. The barbarian is gonna keep on attacking people because if he gets another turn, this is insane. I don't know who's he attacking. I guess he'll attack Jinx.
Okay.
Does an 18 hit?
Yeah.
10 points of damage.
I'm just alive.
Okay, and he will swing again. Then the 14 hit.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Then I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess that you fall unconscious. 10 points.
Yeah.
He miraculously deals 1 point of damage.
Unfortunately, his minimum is 6. When he hits, it does 6.
Oh yeah, I was going down.
Lyra, you're up.
I'm just gonna try and shoot again, but I don't have much hope.
Take that shot.
Yeah.
Guys,
I'm traumatized by seeing my teammates.
you know, there's only so much I can do here. You guys have to roll better. Jinx. Or sorry, is there anything else you want to do on your turn, Lyra? Start running from the only enemy you've taken out like 14 enemies. You want to start running from the one you haven't taken out?
Is that what's it called? Sort of void thing still there?
No.
Oh, okay. Can I try and run around him and see if he gets distracted so I can go from behind? Like,
Sure,
do like a
yeah.
massive circle around him?
Where are you going?
How far can I go?
He's facing Tis right now, so you're kind of at his back.
Okay, I'll just move a little
Oh
bit.
no, he just took out Jinx, so he's not facing Tis. He's probably about to face Tis though, or maybe El Tigre.
I'll just move a few squares to the right here. I'll move around there, so a bit further back.
Like that?
Mhm. Okay.
You can also probably move your own token. Okay. Jinx, can you make a death saving throw for me?
Sure.
That is your first failure. El Tigre, what are you doing?
That is a very good question. It was a very, very good question. Let's see. Attack rolls against you have advantage. Oh,
If you reckon.
God. You know what? I'm talking to the orc or barbarian is a free action, right?
I mean, within reason.
Hold on there a second. I will give you 100 gold if you just stop fighting us.
He doesn't respond.
Damn, it was worth a shot.
Worth a shot.
He definitely does not respond to that.
See, I was playing.
I think he's looking at all his like fallen companions, and his thought is, "Hey, I get all their shares."
And 100 gold more if he just walks away with it. Wow. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just going to attack. Oh, I hit.
With a
Yay.
longsword?
Yep.
El Tigre has a longsword?
Yeah, it was a last minute addition that I put in like literally last thing.
So what does it mean when El Tigre pulls out a longsword? Well, then why are you using it?
Specifically because I felt like it just. I mean, above game is because I just felt like he wasn't doing enough. Like, and I figured that was the way to like at least arbitrarily increase the damage. I also realized that it does more damage than the unarmed strike, even when I get them. So, but I guess below game, it's more so ever like a, kind of a desperation thing. Like he probably picked it up, or well, I think he has had it for a while because I bought it in town. But I think for this specific one, perhaps he picked it up off the ground and he's just using it because I think his friends are like all dying around him. So,
So this is a symbol of like immense rage for him.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay, yeah, roll damage. Cool. And are you raging?
Yes, I
That's actually 10 damage, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Do you want to make a second attack?
Yes, I will.
17 also hits.
Nice.
That's actually 9 damage, correct?
Hopefully.
And with that, the mighty barbarian, who almost single-handedly took out your entire troop after the rest of his team had died, falls to the ground.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, so we've got some drama here. Jinx is still on the verge of passing out, and Ziriel, potential new friend, is unconscious. Tis, do you have any healing left?
I do. Jinx is still up, you said?
Jinx is unconscious.
Okay, I'll
Making death saves.
I don't have a lot left. I'll put 5 into each of them, each one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jinx, Ziriel, you both pop up to consciousness.
A lot better than me dying.
So here's a moment where you guys, as a group collectively, haven't actually really met Ziriel yet. Obviously, we've known about Ziriel for several weeks, but haven't met him yet. So you, Tis, have just decided to heal an enemy and bring them back, or at least someone who wears the colors of Hubert Songshore Enterprises. That's, I think, an interesting moment. Can you talk to me about what's going on in your mind at that moment, Tis?
Yeah, I think it's an easy choice for Tis, because when the question arose of whether the company would follow orders and attack in ambush us, Ziriel spoke out against it, like audibly, vocally. He said it wasn't right, and then he started killing the people that were with him, so clearly he's not on their side.
Yeah, excellent. So you just immediately bring Ziriel back. Ziriel, you are just revived by these people who originally you were hired to take out. What does that feel like?
I think as soon as I revive, I'm just going to back out a small distance from the group, and I'm just going to ask them, "Why did you bring me back?"
You helped us. You might not have made it if it wasn't for you.
And I was sent here to kill you.
But did you?
No, I didn't realize that I was here to kill you.
Yeah, I got the impression you're just here to make money.
They said that we were supposed to capture you, but they lied to us.
Yeah, that's how Songshore Enterprises operates. If you're looking to make money, we could help you with that. And we don't kill innocents.
That sounds like a plan to me. a very quick alliance, but definitely one that I would be interested in.
More hands helps down here.
And what are your guys' names?
I'm Tis. Tis looks over at El Tigre. Oh, sorry.
And I am El Tigre de la Bondad. It's a pleasure to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you too.
Keep going. I want a little more.
Oh, Christ. And you seem like a very interesting fellow. Where did all your clothes go? It's like, clothes? This is all we had for clothing in my village. As you can see, I'm wearing this glorious tiger that I've killed myself. It's fantastic. And you look awfully, and I'm just going to pick him up by the collar, frail. It depends on what you consider frail. I can definitely assure you that I'm anything but I appreciate the kindness and the gesture. And I'm going to slap myself on the back for that one and say, good show.
For those of you joining us, I have a requirement that all my players who are playing two characters in one scene at some point have a conversation with themselves. Thank you for humoring me. Jack the Undying. Everyone, that's Jack the Undying. You can check out his art on Twitter and other places probably. But Excellent. Thank you very much. So, Zirial has met El Tigre de la Bondad, but has not yet met Jinx or Lyra.
I think Lyra's just gonna, as she's putting her bow away, gonna walk up to him and ask, "Is there someone specifically who told you to capture us? Do you have any names?"
He said that it would be a group of 4 or 5 adventurers, but I don't think he specified as much. Specifically, he wanted to capture just because he could get ransom off of anybody that he found. So it's not my place to get involved with that sort of stuff, so I didn't intend to ask any questions. Then again, it's my first time working for him, so.
Would you be able to describe what any of them look like? Like, would he have the descriptions? Would he have met him?
I'm not quite sure. I mean, it's my first time meeting you guys, but I definitely know that, and I'm going to point to the dead body over there. he 100% knew. He was supposed to lead us to them. Whether you guys were it or whether he just got tired of looking, I can't really tell. It had been a few hours since we had actually gone into the tomb looking. So
Lyra's just gonna nod at Cyril and walk over to whoever he was gesturing at and have a look at the body and see if there's anything of interest that would, I don't know, like any kind of map or anything.
Yeah, sure. So you quickly dig through the pockets. They don't have a map, but what they do have is a contract that is signed by Hubert Songshore. This is the first time you've seen Hubert Songshore's actual signature, or even an implication that he's actually here. So far, a lot of people have been working for him, but he is not. But he has not been here. But the contract has stapled to it a letter, which says, "The members of Obscura have been a thorn in my side. The escape from my facilities and some of the finds that they have had, stealing them from the rightful ownership of Hubert Songshore Enterprises, have left us unable to proceed fully. Please search for them within the tomb and then see that they trouble me no more."
Okay, I think after reading that, it's from Hubert HSS. Lyra's gonna have to be trying to fight to not just tear up the paper after all the kerfuffle that was involved with trying to save people. But I think she'll just have a look and see if they've got any interesting possessions, like do they have any gold or potions or anything maybe that's on them that she can steal.
Yeah. Roll an investigation check.
Can Tis help by like moving bodies around and stuff for her?
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll make that an advantage. That's a 20. Nice. Yeah. So digging through their stuff, they don't really have any magical items of note. Most of them have small knickknacks, things that they would pick up from actually around the tomb. Many of them have like little trophies of like, "Oh, I stole from this statue over here and chipped off a chunk of it." But these seem like they're very ill-equipped. I think is the first thing you notice. They're ill-equipped for any sort of excavation, right? They're unlike you guys who are actually like earnestly investigating the tomb. Hubert Songshore's strategy seems to be twofold. One, send massive numbers of people into the tomb and sort of disrupt things rather than being delicate. And two, send people to ambush people who are actually doing the work of investigating the tomb and steal their stuff. That's what their equipment is. They don't really have good excavation equipment. That being said, one of them, digging through their pockets, you find a small little ruby stone that is quite sharp. And you look at their hand and you see, as you're investigating their writing, you see that they have on their left hand, 5 small pinpricks in their hand. Very permanent. It looks like almost like someone has ritually poked their hand in the same 5 places over and over and over again with something small and sharp.
Do they make any kind of specific shape that I would recognize, or?
They're points more than anything else. But your instinct says it might be a star.
Okay. Interesting. Out of all of the items I would have picked up from them, does anything match the kind of things that Jinx had come in to the tomb wanting to find?
I do not believe so. No. No.
All right. Okay. I think I'll just walk back to the group then.
Oh, do you want money as well? Sorry, you were
Oh
looking
yeah.
for money?
Yeah.
Cool. These people have a fair bit of money. How many of them are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is slash roll 8. That would be 24, 10. 129 gold. You find.
Nice. I like it. Wow. Okay.
Oh, and speaking of which, Zuriel, you also have 12 gold that just on you.
Yay. Let's see. I'll add that to my 10 to make 24.
12 plus 10 is 22, dude.
Wait, fuck. God, my morning math is just the worst.
No worries. Nah.
I was thinking, yeah, it doubled. I was taking it too.
Nice. So Tis, there's also all these goblins and halflings, sort of the ancient goblin and halfling people that don't speak the same language as you, that you were resting in this room with. What's your thought about them? What do you do with that?
Tis doesn't have anyone to ask what because all of them died, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's nobody to ask what their like burial rituals are. He considers asking Kana, because I mean they're a lot closer to Kana is a lot closer to them than any of us are to them. But it's also it feels reductive. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's like they're not the same people, so like their burial rituals could very well be vastly different. So they're actually this is actually rather conflicted about what to do with their remains. I think for the time being, he would just arrange them like comfortably, as much as a cadaver can care about comfort.
Fun little party positions.
Yeah, in like dignified positions.
Some madman came and slaughtered them all and arranged their corpses to look like they were doing things. This is the work of a serial killer for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, just like propped up against the wall, probably.
Or maybe even against the bear.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Shit.
Cuddling up with him.
Yeah, with their heads rested against his pelt. Mm-hmm. Harold? Is that his name, Harold?
That's what you named him. Yeah. Okay. So you sort of rest their bodies up against the bear, and pay them respect. Tis, you also know. I'm not saying you should or should care, but technically it's not Hubert Songtro that's offering the reward on excavating bodies from the tomb. It's the prying government. So if you bring these adventurers back to the prying government outside, that's another. It's 20 gold per person, right? So that's so if you bring the 8 of them back, that's another 160 gold.
Does Tis have? Does Tis have any inkling at all about the Goblin Wizard using them? Because Marcus knows that.
Ah, interesting. How does Marcus know that?
Because who was it that talked to him? I think it was Celia had talked to him and noticed one of the people that we had seen in the tomb serving as one of his weird like lobotomized servants. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how I know that. But Tis.
Yeah.
Tis was there,
So
but
you can
yeah.
put two and two together. It is the person with the symbol of the star carved into their hand. So if you guys want to put two and two together and figure that out, yes.
Wait, how do they?
You're looking for. Sorry, one of the people here was working for someone. Who were they working for? You're saying? Sorry, I might be mixing up two different.
Oh god, what was his name?
Multiple people have their fingers in Hubert Songshore's.
Yeah, Adius.
Yeah.
So yeah, Celia had noticed one of Adius's servants was somebody that we or that Tis had carried back up from the tomb.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep. And Tis was there, but Tis did not notice that, and I don't think it came up in conversation.
Yeah, no. So I don't think you know that.
Okay. And then the other side of that is like logistically, would it be like feasible to take 8 bodies up to the surface?
Between you and LT Gray, sure. I think
Yeah.
you could each, like, if everyone is trying to help out, if all, because Kana's there,
Okay.
and then you and LT Gray, and then also Zerial and Jinx, and yeah, I mean, Jinx can take 1, Lyra can take 1, you two each can take 2, each. Kana can take 1, and Zerial can take 1 probably. Maybe, I don't know. Zerial might be able to take 2. I don't know what his strength is. Zerial's late dex fighter, right?
Well, I was thinking, does the do parts of bodies count?
Do they need legs and arms to be reanimated?
Yeah, well, because I was gonna say, like, if I just cut off the heads and say,
The heads are probably crucial, huh?
Yeah, like I would assume, right? I'm probably not going to be dragging around the torso. Like, might as well keep the whole body if you're just going to cut off the legs.
It's a little gruesome for me, so I'm gonna say doesn't count.
Fair.
And then let's see, for clarity's sake, I'm gonna put you guys on this map here. And this is where you currently are. And again, I will say that Tis, when you pinged for Celia, she was right here.
Yeah. At the opposite end of where we are, pretty much.
Not that far. Could be worse.
Mm-hmm. We could have kept going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Not initially. Yeah. So the bodies might be something that Tis would want to do on the way back, after we have secured our wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You guys are still gonna keep going.
Yeah. I don't know how much I trust those robots to not. Yeah, I don't know anything about them. There's also the issue of our resources being horrifically low. I personally am at 12 hit points and 2 points of lay on hands.
We could do possibly a short rest. I mean, I have the what's it called? Elven sleep thing. So
I think we should go back up because we don't have any healing potions or anything like that either.
That is also true.
Which proved to be a problem last time, so...
So go up in short rest or go up in long rest?
I think if we're going up, we might as well long rest.
Yeah.
The longer that Celia is there, though.
Yeah.
No.
Alternatively, like, what does this room that we're in look like, pretty much? Like, is it just one entrance?
No, it's got 4 entrances, 1 secret that you came in through, and then there's curtains all around it, and then there's 4. There's doors on the other 3 sides, including double doors in the front that the warlock just escaped through.
Shit.
Are we worried about that?
Yeah, good point.
It only takes one person to send a message and bring others.
You know what? I could probably scout. If I cast as a ritual, I don't have to use what's it called? Spell slot, but I could find familiar.
How long has Celia been MIA at this point? 2 days?
Yeah, this is 2.5 days at this point.
Technically, your friend's either dead or she's not. Like usually, like the hostage takers give a 24-hour mark. Like it's
Yeah.
like that time frame is kind of what it's like. It goes into the milk posters, but like
I don't have very high hopes for an arcanophobic robot dealing with a wizard.
oh,
Arcanophobic robot.
Yeah. I don't feel like they would be lenient or like, yeah, I don't know. I do also want a long rest, but I don't. Yeah.
I think something that's going for Salya right now, though, is that obviously this robot doesn't really have any kind of emotion. He's not angry at Salya, so he's not going to be like torturing her or something. It's just that he wants her away and locked up. So once he's done that, she'll probably be untouched. Maybe.
It's optimistic. I'll let you call it actually, because I don't want to say like, yeah, let's leave her for a third day. But I'm comfortable with you saying it.
Yeah, true. Above game, we should pin it on the person who actually owns the character.
Yeah,
I think you should put it on the drama of the story. I feel like Jinx is the one who would make this decision. Do you feel like Jinx is the one who would make this decision, Jess?
Of course, 100% in game. I think that Jinx is 100% the leader, and she should make all the decisions.
I don't think Jinx or Ziriel are going to be making this decision. I also honestly think El Tigre doesn't make this decision. I think this is a Tiss and Lyra decision.
Yeah.
I think they're the two who have the most invested here. Maybe I'm wrong. Lyra, do you want to speak up?
We really don't. It's the thing is, if we go into another situation that we have to enter some kind of serious combat, we will most likely lose because we don't have anything. We could short rest here, but that's questionable.
I'm Oh, actually, Tiss will go up to Lyra. I'm not entirely expended. I have some magic left in me. I can enlarge. I just don't have much more healing capability, and I don't have any potions. If we take just a quick break, I feel like maybe we can handle ourselves against just the robot, if the robot is alone. But I don't know if you want to go to the surface and properly prepare. What do you think?
Going to the service and leaving her there for another several hours seems it's a bit risky. I feel like we could find if we go back a bit to somewhere that doesn't have 4 entrances, and rest shortly, and then go in with whatever we've got.
Matt, is there anything in the room we could bar the entrances with?
So right now the entrances are some of the entrances, sorry, 2 of the entrances and the secret entrance are all covered with drapes, cloth, tapestries, and the like. You could, I mean, it's a little morbid, but you could bar them with, well, certainly weapons would work.
Yeah.
Potentially, the doors swing in, so if you can prop something underneath the doorknob or whatnot, that will certainly help. There's also potentially the body of a large bear.
Or our opponents.
Or your opponents.
Was there any? Do you remember, Lyra, if there was any room that didn't have so many entrances?
Unless we went back through our secret entrance a little bit and backed up, then I guess we'd only have 2 places behind us and then in front to have to worry about.
Or are you favoring a shorter rest?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll bar the doors, and then Tiss will start moving to Maybe use the tapestries to wind around the knobs if they're suitable for that. And then using bodies to stack up against the doors.
As Tis starts moving, can I just say, theoretically, one of us could go up and get the potions and come back. If you'll be here when I get back, then I don't mind going and getting supplies for us if we need them.
True. If you wanted to do that, we could have people do a long rest, and then either, if I went up, then because Zero and I both have a thing where we can recover a long rest in 4 hours. So if he kept watch for the first 4 hours, and the time I would go back to pick up stuff and then come back, then I guess he could switch and keep a lookout of it if he's willing to.
By Tiss's guesstimations, could they feasibly go to the surface and get back here in an hour?
Let's check.
Yeah, with no inhibitions.
Sorry, I want to ask. This is a dumb question, but are you willing to go through passageways that you haven't explored?
Oh,
Because there's a route that gets you there substantially faster, but you haven't fully explored it yet.
I mean, I'm on 2 hit points. I don't know how risky I want to be.
No, better.
I think I'll play it safe. And just go back a route that I know actually gets us there.
Okay. Yeah, and it'd be Lyra going, so we can't use magic. And Lyra can't fly, right? Okay.
She can levitate for a little while if that's helpful. But...
it might be actually. Hold on, let me check. Sorry, I'm just sort of looking through everything. Oh no, because you haven't discovered. Yeah, no, it's not that bad. Yeah, you can probably you can probably do it. Assuming she's not ambushed or anything. Yeah.
Okay, that's reassuring.
Yeah, right.
I mean, sorry, and by ambushed I mean we're at the threshold, right? We've got four dice in our threat pool. So I think that you making a move, right? You going back by yourself would trigger a roll. Assuming I roll no ones, then you're fine. On 46.
Okay, I'll take that. I think I'll take that. That's the best thing we've got so far. Is everyone else okay with that plan?
Do you want to short rest before you go? Do you want a short rest before you go? Because 2 hit points is you could trip and.
True. 4 hours. Okay. Okay, I could short rest first then. Alright.
So, just to clarify, for clarity's sake, the intention is to long rest in the dungeon for everyone. Right now, Ziriel is going to be on watch while Lyra runs back upstairs and buys some potions and then runs back downstairs. And then you guys are going to finish your rest. That's the plan?
That sounds about right.
That sounds
Alternatively, if I'm not quite sure how it works out, but since I only have to sleep for 4, I could be the potion runner.
Lyra also only has to sleep for 4, which is why.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I didn't know you were elven. For some weird reason, I always thought you were human.
Okay.
Oh,
that's a good question actually. Wait, can I ask Zero what route did they take to actually come into the tomb?
Oh yeah, that'll actually help. Here, I will reveal areas because Ziriel is here.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
That's using the old noggin.
There you go.
Ooh.
More straightforward route. That's the route they took.
Okay.
Yeah, that certainly saves you some time, and that's the way the warlock ran as well. And again, that's Yeah, so Zerial's been in the room to the north of the room that you guys are in right now.
Back in 1 second.
Can Serial guarantee it's safe?
Guarantee? No. Nothing in the tomb is guaranteed safe. But I mean, he certainly traveled through it, and it's one room.
Sure.
So, Lyra, it's a question: are you going to do it or not?
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Okay. So the room that you haven't been in, a deteriorated outer sanctuary. The once brilliant paint is peeling off the low relief sculptures of inter-deity combat that line every wall in this temple area. The place does not appear to be in any kind of use, however. Blah, 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 blah. And you are, there you go. You are good. Nope, there's no problem going through that area. There are pillars, there are hallways side to side. But for now, at least, you are good. Let's see how you do. Hey, look at that. You see that roll over there? Those 4d6?
Hey.
You notice that none of them have a 1?
Thank God.
Lyra, you make it to the surface. How much gold do you have on you?
Could Tiss have given her some? I should have
Yeah,
said
of course.
that. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
On my own, I've got 1,129.
Damn.
Okay. Okay, so Tiss maybe didn't need to give her any then. Yes, you want to purchase some potions?
What do we have? Oh, okay. I'm trying to think how many potions to actually buy at this point.
Buy the whole shop.
With that much
All
gold?
of them.
The shop is endless. They do not run out. So let's see.
How many could I buy?
So the smallest potions, the potions of healing, which are 2d4 plus 2, are
Mhm.
50 gold apiece. Here. And the medium potions, the 44 plus 4, are 200 gold apiece.
1,500.
You could also get a superior healing potion, which is 8d4 plus 8. But that would be 1,000 gold.
It's not worth the last one. There were 6 of us all together, aren't there, including Kana, right?
Hmm.
I think.
Right now,
Yeah.
your party is 6 plus Celia, so yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Also, Tiss would have given her 71 gold to even out that number, just so she has
Okay.
one. Yeah.
Cool.
Right,
I think that ensemble of you guys probably aren't carrying all your gold around. I think there's probably a bank, basically, that stores gold upstairs for you guys, so you're not like lugging it around as a weight. But I'm not gonna worry about that for now.
okay. I'm just seeing how much would be worth doing this. I could hypothetically buy like 10 normal potions and then like 3 of the middle ones. It's a lot of gold.
It's a lot of health.
Yeah. Lyra has nothing else to lose. She'll go for it. I'll get 10 of the normal healing potions and 3 of the other ones. So I think that's 1,100 gold.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
I'll go with that.
Okay.
Sorry, what are the medium ones actually called?
Greater.
Oh, greater. Okay. Thank you.
I really hate the names. I should. Okay. At some point, I should become more consistent in my names of my healing potions. Good to know. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna speed my way back into the tomb.
Okay. Well, you're going through that tomb again.
Yeah.
Wow. Very
Nice.
and make your way back. And you guys are resting?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to add a die to the pool. So you are at 5 dice.
How
As you are resting.
how do they get like spent again, or is it just like every time we enter the tomb it stacks until we leave?
Mhm.
Okay.
So dice get added over time.
Mhm.
So the longer you hang out, the more dice there are. It's sort of a way to apply pressure to force you guys to make decisions and
Idle.
not do anything. Yeah, not idle forever. And then I roll them whenever one of two things happens. Someone does something that is noisy and or loud, because it functions as sort of a wandering monster potential thing,
Mhm.
or anyone does anything extendedly risky, like moving through moving through a lot of the tomb at once, right? Make sense?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
I also roll it immediately anytime you hit 6.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah.
Cool.
And if you leave the tomb, if you all leave the tomb, your threat goes down to 0.
That's really fun. I was unsure about that mechanic at first, just because it's so like potentially dangerous, but I think it's fun. It's dramatic.
I am glad.
Mm.
I was scared of those dice rolls.
Me too.
So because you are resting, you are at 5 dice mechanically. But on the other hand, because I did not roll higher than that, you are lower than that. Y'all accomplish your long rest. Time has passed.
Oh, long rest.
Yeah, that's what you guys said you were doing, right?
Okay, yeah, cool. Get a lot more back.
Cool. Okay. Well, that is our long rest chance there. Lyra returns with a whole stack of potions. Lyra, are you divvying out the potions? Are you holding on to all of them?
No, I will. Yeah, it's risky to give me all of them. No, I'll split them all. Let's have a look. I'll give 2 to Jinx and Cereal, and then 1 to LT Grantis, and I'll give 1 to Kana as well. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's given out.
7 potions given out.
These are
Are those
standard.
all standards?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll also give Jinx one of the greater health potions, and yeah, I'll leave it at
Those
that.
of you who are confused, by the way, Celia/Jinx is played by the same person, and LT Gray / Ziriel is played by the same person. Celia is currently captured. Ziriel is a new character who is going to be replacing LT Gray long term, but for player pleasure reasons. But hasn't happened yet. Okay. Cool. Awesome sauce. That's great. Okay. You guys have long rested successfully. What is the plan?
Tis is heading south to the opposite end of the hallway that this room is kind of an end cap to.
Okay. So you go back through the secret door, leaving the bodies of your enemies and your ally and your temporary allies, and beginning to wander back down south. You walk past the room that was in which you almost froze to death, and continue down the hallway. I'm going to reveal the map in a very unusual way here, and I apologize for this. But the way this map is laid out, it is impossible for me to do this without revealing something I don't want to reveal. And you get to a blank wall, Tis, that has a button upon it, and you recognize immediately that this is a secret entrance to a room, but not very secret from the side, if that makes sense. These doors would be invisible from the other side, likely. But from your perspective, it's just like there's a thing, and I'm going to push it, and it'll probably do something.
I will place my hand on it and kind of look over at everybody else. Are we? Oh, also, I would have explained the situation to Ziriel on the way over here. yeah, we're gonna rescue our friend, then we'll talk to our employer and get you settled. Um, but yeah, just places their hand on the button, looks over at everybody else, like are we ready?
Yeah.
Just presses the button.
Okay. The door creaks loudly as stone scrapes against stone and opens into a large, large room. Inside, you see the ceilings go up about 45 feet, and on the ceiling and on the walls, sorry, in various places around the room, there are these large creatures, similar but not the same as the one that took Celia. Surrounding the room, there are these pillars that give off these pale green white light. It sort of hurts your eyes as you look at it. Something about it is inherently sickening. And then around the room, there are these 10 raised pedestals, each 6 feet off the ground. And around them, these slow moving machinery slowly poking at things, prodding at things. Some of them have bodies. Some of them have people who are moaning in pain. One of them has Celia. And I think right there is where we're going to take our break.
We're on break.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Hopefully, you're still with us. And hopefully, you are ready to enjoy some madcap Dungeons and Dragons, dungeon delving, dungeon crawling, and survival. So, you guys have entered into this room. This room is massive. It's one of the larger rooms you've seen. It's on the scale of the room with the many, many traps and pillars and undead things coming back. It's certainly that size room. Similar in size, similar in scale. But unlike that room, which seemed, I don't know, this room is very much like a hub of activity and a hub of action. Things are moving around a lot in here. This is a very, very full room filled with things. So what do we have in here? Well, we have all sorts of mechanical spiders that are sort of crawling over the walls, crawling over the ceilings. They have, you know, a look about them, but they're definitely not real. Nothing about them looks like a spider. They look like our robot friends. And then we have robots on each of the walls, and one of them is sort of slowly and methodically pacing between each of these large pedestals across the room, and is from that perspective seems to be investigating each one and like sort of taking notes. Each of these pedestals has something on it: a person, a corpse, an item of some sort. And they're relatively high up, so they're not exactly the easiest thing to see. But let's see if I have a good thing. Do not seem to have a good thing. Fine. I will use this. But everyone sort of takes notice of two things quickly. First of all, on the south side, pretty far away from you, the person on the slab is elevated and sort of at an angle. And you can see that tied to the slab is Celia. She doesn't look happy. She's unconscious right now, but there is blood all along one side of her face, obscuring it. And Emily, Jinx would immediately notice that on one of the other slabs is a glove, a magical glove.
Ooh.
And let's see, anyone else that you guys know? Yeah, Tiss, roll a, I don't know, roll a perception check. How perceptive are you? Are you perceptive?
No.
Hey, 13. Not bad. Yeah, one of the other people here who is dead, you recognize that they have a Hubert Zongshore insignia on them, and you recognize them from your time imprisoned in the camp. So someone from Hubert Zongshore's team has been captured and here as well.
Okay.
Better not be that really buff halfling.
Yeah, that was my thought as well.
It is not. It is a magic user.
Okay.
Thank God.
Um,
Everybody else don't care for.
have we been noticed at all? Yeah.
So there's this. So sorry. So this is the secret entrance over here, in the top left-hand corner that you guys in. So technically, you're not actually in the room. You're right, like here. I just needed all the space I could because this room is huge. So you're technically right there. There's also a grand staircase I should point out in this room heading up, and then this spider here seems to leave the room right here, and then enter back. So there seems to be some sort of maybe secret entrance on the other side that you can't see from your current perspective.
And one of the robots is, one of the bipedal robots is patrolling.
So first of all, not all the bipedal robots are bipedal. We've got a bipedal one. We've got one that has 4 wheels. We've got one that seems to be like a giant disc just hanging on the wall. We've got one that seems to float, and another one that is bipedal as well. So, most of them are hanging out on the walls. except for one that is pacing around right now. Which you can see on the other side, it's moving slowly.
Is the one that's pacing around bipedal? Oh, is
Yes.
it one of the ones we've seen before? Okay.
Yes, in fact, it is the one that captured Celia.
Great. As we open the door, Tiss is going to turn around and say, "No magic. I'm going to deal with the one that's patrolling. Grab Celia and run for the exit. Back the way we came to the surface. Does that sound good to everyone?"
Let's go. Let's try. Yeah, because I don't think we can. I don't know if we can talk our way out of it because they seem pretty insistent on just killing them.
Pretty objective, yeah. Okay.
Where's the glove?
It is on the map in the top right-hand area.
Oh, that's a funny.
Oh, see it. Yeah.
It's a little thumbs up. So Tiss is gonna wait until the bipedal robot, the patrolling one, is as far away from Celia as its route takes it, and then start rushing it, like moving towards it rather quickly.
Sure. Yeah. Well, so there's sort of two halves. There's the north half and south half, and it is currently crossing from the south half where Celia is to the north half.
So yeah, I'll try to intercept it in the north half.
Okay. Yeah, where do you want to intercept it? You can sort of time this as you see fit. You have the capability of doing that.
Okay, that's where it is.
It's walking towards this spot here.
Celia's at the bottom right there, second from the right.
Yep.
Okay. And it's heading towards us.
Mm-hmm. I mean, not necessarily towards you. It's heading towards this place right here.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's seen you. It's just walking in that direction.
How do you ping again? Alt? Click?
You just click and hold.
Choice. Okay. Yeah, right about there.
Okay.
To give them room to get by. And then, before I actually intercept it, I'm going to cast Enlarge Reduce on it.
On it or on yourself?
On it.
You want to reduce this thing?
I would love to.
Excellent. Okay. Let's see how it does with that. Hold on. Where am I darn? Stat blocks. There we go. Okay, and this is not actually arcane magic. Yes, this is your star sign.
No, actually, it's paladin spell.
Oh, it's paladin spell. Got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can only enlarge with my star sign.
Okay, so you want to reduce it. This does not slow him. Cool. Yeah, let's do it. What's the spell save DC?
Constitution 14.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain. Let me double check on that. Yeah, 14. Come on.
Cool.
What's...
17.
Okay.
So at that point, I think that I need to. It turns towards you. Its head sort of turns towards you, and says, "Error."
Is it proceeding?
I was giving you a chance to say something first, but
Okay.
It then will speak again and say, "Error. Assistance required." And let's see.
Oh, it's not talking to me. I was like,
and then this big awkward round one on the wall, it looks sort of very weird. It sort of floats in the air. It's got these sort of long trains behind it, but and then it has like these balls of metal that are floating around it as well, sort of circling it, almost like what do you call those gems? A glowing blue just unhooks itself from the wall, lights up, and starts flying towards you guys. And it speaks, and it says, Greetings, organics.
Greetings.
You seek to affect the way of fate. Why?
We only seek to rescue our friend. As far as we're concerned, their fate didn't involve any of this until you interfered with ours. Just was looked briefly at the bipedal one.
Define friendship.
Fuck.
Friends for friends that do stuff together.
that is it right there. This will say it's a state of being invested in the well-being of others without being related or sharing a common origin.
You have reliance on one of the organics taken here?
Yes.
Which?
Tis will point towards Celia.
And the floating head thing sort of raises its voice, and its voice echoes through the room, and it shouts relatively loudly. And it says, "Time has completed." And you hear from the other side the giant wheel hanging on the wall near Celia. She has had corruption removed.
Goody.
The floating head thing looks at you and says, "You may take your organic friend."
What corruption was removed from her?
Of Zishra. His presence must be blighted out.
I think I agree. May I proceed to remove our friend?
The thing sort of bobs and says, "Affirmative."
Okay. Just heads toward the table.
Yeah, so the bipedal one that you were speaking to before just keeps investigating whatever readings or experiments it's doing. It just investigates and keeps moving around. The spiders, obviously they look very static on the map, but they're, basically every shot would have these mechanical legs slowly moving. If this were like a TV show or movie, just bumping around carefully and stepping on things. I think the legs are a little bit too long too for a spider. So Tis begins to cross. Anyone else want to say anything to this thing?
I don't want to say anything, but are the robots very clearly focused on Tis?
No. There's too many of them.
Okay. Is there any clear path for Jinx to start moving towards the glove?
Is there a clear path? I mean, I think things are roughly where they stand on the map right now. So, with Tis moving away broadly, but I'm going to assume that you just stay out of melee with all the spiders, just for the sake of staying eliminated with all the spiders. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are all 5 feet.
Yeah, 5 foot squares.
Okay.
So if you're measuring your distance, if you're curious, if you could go in a straight line, Jinx, you to the glove, 145 feet.
Okay. That's 3 and a bit moves for me. So yeah, Jinx is going to start she's going to act really casually and try not to get any attention drawn to her. She's just going to start strolling pretty quietly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, roll a deception check, I guess. Yeah, I'll roll a deception check.
Oh dear.
Organic, where are you headed?
having a look around.
You lie.
No, I am literally just looking at your stuff.
You deny your intentions.
Okay. What are your intentions?
I seek to know your fate.
Okay, why would you want to know my fate?
To understand.
Understand what?
Fate.
Right. Jinx is very confused, but she's gonna start like shuffling and anyway as she's talking.
Towards the globe.
Yeah.
I think I may be able to make a distraction, hopefully.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
I'm just going to talk to it, and I'm going to say, you know, I don't think that what you're researching is actually supposed to be a thing. If you talk about fate, for example, and I'm going to pick up a rock off the ground, and I'm going to ask it, what's the fate of this rock? Is it going to go on the floor, or is it going to go in my pocket?
Unknown.
So if you don't know, the fate is up to me to decide. So if everybody has these decisions, then what could constitute fate? You have millions and millions of people making different decisions affecting the things around them. The fate in and of itself has millions and billions of possibilities. So to seek to understand it would be to seek a completed understanding of life. And no matter what, nobody has the ability to process that.
You may not. We do.
You sure about that?
We are fate.
And what about this rock?
The rock is not fate.
Interesting. So you're saying that you're trying to force outcomes.
We do not force. There is but fate.
Interesting. Well, I think but I guess it's up to the interpretation, but it seems that your limits only supersede what you can do.
We have no limits.
What about this rock?
The rock is rock.
Perhaps.
Roll a deception check.
Okay.
Wondering what kind of programming bias these guys have going on.
Oh no.
Right there with you, Emily.
Oh no, but
Yeah, so I think that Tiss is on the other side of the room and is helping Celia down. Tiss, do you want to put a point of lay on hands into Celia?
yeah, I'll do 10.
Okay.
Yeah,
Celia, you
more
come
than
back
enough
into
right now.
consciousness. You are in this room, and this is where you are. And you reach up and you feel the scales on your face have been removed. Not in a pleasant way, but they've been removed.
What, like they've scraped them off?
Basically, yeah.
Descale.
Okay. Fun. Can I still, I don't know whether this is a thing, but can I like still feel my magic? Like they haven't taken that away?
Nope.
Okay.
That's what I thought they meant. With the
Yeah, same.
corruption. Yeah, that was scary for a moment.
So all in all, this is quite a good outcome.
Yeah,
considering-
so I need you to do me a favor, and this sucks a little bit, but I do need you to do it. So you are conscious, and you think you have your magic, because you can feel your magic, but your mind has been tampered with. These creatures have gone into your mind, and they have deleted all of the information that you have about blood magic spells.
All right.
That reaction was gone. No.
Okay. Cool. Do I recognize that there's something missing?
I mean, that's up to Celia. Would Celia like check like reflexively, like try and think about what spell she has prepared and things like that? Like, what would Celia do?
I think she'd probably run through that she's got her magic and run through her cantrips, but I doubt she'd go through her spells, so she probably doesn't notice that yet.
Okay. You have no blood
She
magic
does have
cantrip.
She has a blood magic cantrip.
Okay.
No, she doesn't.
Bloody Ward is a blood magic cantrip.
So it might not be blood magic.
Bloody Ward is a blood magic spell, so that would be gone.
She probably thinks that weird, but doesn't really. She's probably just happy to be alive.
Yeah. So Tis, you cut you see that there's a release valve, and you push on the release valve, and the mechanical things that are holding Celia in place release, and Celia just sort of falls off the thing into your arms, and you heal Celia. So Celia, you and Tis are now on this side of the room. How do you feel being surrounded by all these mechanical spiders and these weird robotic creatures, Celia?
Very scared.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I think at this point she's probably just tired.
Mm-hmm.
After all that's happened, I don't think she's processing things quite as fast as she usually does. So she's just happy to see Tis.
Can you walk?
I think so.
They didn't even try to stop us. They said the corruption was taken care of, and just let me come right over. I don't understand. But we should go.
I agree, let's get out of here.
Yeah, and then I guess we'll just beeline back to the other corner of the room.
Okay, so you guys start walking back. Meanwhile, Jinx and Zerial, your deception has not worked. And Fate looks at you, Jinx, and says, relinquish the information. What do you want?
If you're Fate, then you should know what I'm about to do, surely?
The law of fate governs all things.
Doesn't govern me.
Yeah, the eye glows.
Oh.
Nice knowing.
And you feel sluggish.
Oh.
Can I like close my eyes and turn away from it and try and, I don't know, slap myself unconscious?
Sure, yeah. So you want to throw?
Sorry?
So you want to attempt to roll a dexterity saving throw to get away from this thing?
Yeah.
Okay. You roll a 5. What's your dexterity modifier?
6.
So that gives you an 11 total.
No, sorry, 3.
Oh, your dexterity saving throw is... Sorry, your dexterity saving throw, not your modifier.
Oh,
so 6. Yeah, so that gives you an 11, so you fail.
Okay, cool.
That may have felt weird. That was cool, but it felt weird. But, you know, happens.
Okay. Okay, because they're talking about fate, I want to do something that they just don't expect.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna get out my flute.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna start like tap dancing. Away from it. But like still like diagonally towards the glove.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you're trying to move towards the glove while tap dancing, while playing flute. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So normally I'd have you roll a performance check here, but you roll a 5. What's your performance modifier?
5.
So you get a 10, which is not enough. And so you trip on a loose cobblestone and fall.
Okay.
Oh, that's clever as shit. Sorry, but I just got it.
Can I try and like start doing flips or something? I don't know.
Yeah, sure. So you stand up and try to do flips. What's your acrobatics modifier?
6.
So you get an 11, and you fall.
Cool. I think Jinx is probably starting to catch on what's happened. She's going to start bum shuffling, so she can't fall.
Yeah, and fate sort of swoops over and gets in front of you, floating in midair, and you see it looking down at you. And it says, "This effort is unseemly. Speak."
No. I might die for this. I think Jinx is just gonna like cross her arms, but no. But she's still gonna. If it's floating, can I go underneath it?
Certainly, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try and go underneath it.
Yeah, it lowers down to block you, and stops there and says, "Submit a formal request."
Formal request.
You are organic. You have desire.
I do. Do you not have desire?
We are fate. We are inexorable.
Right. I think
Submit
Jinx is
a request.
Let me past.
To what end? You have entered the domain of the inexorables.
I really don't want to say that I want the glove. Because I feel like they'll just take it away. I just want to see what's over here.
Request denied. Return to your corner.
Okay, why should I return to my corner?
We have demanded it.
Okay, but why should I listen to you?
We can provide sufficient punishment.
Right, but why do you want me in the corner?
I do not understand.
Why do you want me in the corner? You said you didn't have desire, but you want me in the corner.
No, you will go to the corner.
But I won't.
Yeah, I think the eye flashes again. What is your Constitution modifier? Or your Constitution saving throw modifier?
Nice going, yeah.
My Constitution modifier is 1.
Oh,
Great. So you roll a 5 plus 1 is 6. That is a failure. And you take 36 necrotic damage as the eye flashes at you.
36? Christ. Okay.
The average damage of 88.
So I'm down to 4.
Probably just ask for the glove.
Yeah, I should have just asked for the glove. Okay, can I down a healing potion?
Sure. Just you and Celia are partway back. Do you have a reaction to this?
We see that happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big room, but like it's a bright light that flashes and just shoots Jinx. You see Jinx's flesh. She like has her skin sort of blackens a little bit.
Internally, yeah, Tis is like, fuck. Like, what is the new guy doing? The new like edition. Like this was going so smooth. But Tis will prioritize getting Celia to the corner and then deal with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Tiss is walking across the room. I think it takes a little while. I think Celia, you're injured enough that like you're moving slowly, right? You're moving at half speed. Lyra, we know that Zero has been trying to help this. What is Lyra doing in all this? Kana looks scared of these things.
Oh.
I think as she sees, I'm assuming there'll be a visible reaction to Jinx taking 36 damage.
Mm.
I think she'll kind of just run over behind them and just shout, "Corruption! Are you not only meant to remove corruption?"
We are meant to control.
But surely you're controlling fate by making me do something.
Yes.
I thought you said you didn't do that.
No. We are fate. We are inexorable.
I have the worst idea. It might work, but it's so stupid.
So
Say
Tiss makes it back to the corner, and you see that Kana and Altigre are still there, but Ziriel and Lyra and Jinx have moved on. And I think you propped Jinx up against a wall. Ziriel, what's your plan?
I would like to submit a formal request.
Speak.
I would like for you to change my fate.
In what way?
I would like for you to change my fate in a good way so that I may succeed in the next thing that I do.
Request denied.
Why is that?
What would they say? Insufficient information.
I would like to speak with great gusto.
It pauses. Roll a persuasion check.
That's not one. Oh my god, I called it.
Nice.
God.
Wow.
Yeah. It looks at you and says, request denied.
All right, I'm going back to my corner. It was worth a shot.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Tiss, you haven't done anything lately, or LT Gray, both haven't done anything lately.
I think I'll take your got something to do.
What did they do? Why did they go over there?
Zero, that's for you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's for Altigre, actually.
Oh, LT Gray, then. Sorry.
I think they're trying to take something. They were eyeing that glove.
Okay. Just we'll head over. Okay, what's going on over here?
Jinx is going to kind of like turn back and mutter out the side of her mouth and just say, "This is my problem. You guys don't have to help me. You can get your friend out, but I need to do this."
I think Zerio's going to shout. I think we leave her. 100%.
I think Lyra's just gonna put her hand on Jinx's shoulder and just walk up to them and ask, do they remove, do they dislike all types of magic?
You're asking these things?
Yes.
Magic is chaos.
What do you think of foxes?
Hatred, dislike, must remove influence.
are you able to what's the word? Remove curses?
Excellent question. Do you suffer from the influence of Thoxis?
I believe I do.
Oh,
Please
shit.
remove it.
Oh my god.
It's going to work or backfire a lot, really badly, but we'll see.
Sure, yeah. And Fate flies up a little bit and then comes close to you and stares at you with its big glowing blue eye, and then flies back just a little bit, floats there, and speaks and says, "Change, you are needed." And something jumps off the wall and lands and starts. Oops, sorry, this is supposed to be one bigger. And starts rolling towards you on 4 wheels, rolling towards you guys as fast as it can, and comes over. And looks at Fate, and Fate and Change look at each other, and Change rolls over and says, "The influence must be removed."
On one condition.
"You are not in positions to make demands," says Fate, but Change hesitates.
Just ignore the actions of the rest of my friends. They mean no harm.
Quantify, ignore.
Oh, good question. Don't take any notice.
Request rejected. Too much potential for disruption.
Quantify disruption.
No.
It's just ask for the
Oh,
glove. I think the correct words are, "Can we have the glove, please?"
Okay. Yeah, let's just go with it. Does that glove on that corner of the table, does it belong to anyone?
Property ownership is ours.
I would like to submit a formal request.
Speak.
We will all leave you alone in peace and never bother you again if we are allowed to take the glove.
Deal insufficient.
What would you want in return for me taking the glove?
Offer more.
What do you want? Gold or items? What?
We can help you destroy Ozisha.
Scanning. Your power is insufficient.
Which is why we need the glove.
You are puny and incapable.
Damn.
That is true. But like many things, you know that we grow.
Change then looks at Fate and says, "It speaks true. Organics do change and grow."
If we are puny, surely you can help us to help you.
The glove is corruption.
Okay, how so?
It is magic. It is chaos.
We will destroy the glove after we finish using it.
Scanning. Empty promise. You are incapable of destroying this glove.
We could return it to you, so you can destroy it.
Empty promise. We are incapable of destroying this glove.
We will return it to you so you can keep it contained.
Yeah, I think you need to find something to offer them. They're not against the idea of giving you the glove, but like they view that as like that. Like I mean, they view it kind of like you guys would view it. Like someone comes up and says, "Hey, can I have that magic weapon that you have? That magic item that you have?" Right? Like it's not like the answer is always inherently no. It's more like, okay, sure, but like you've got to give me something in return. It can't just be like right now. So far, your first offer was basically, I will let you do what you are programmed to do to Lyra, which would help Lyra. So you can help us and give us a magic item. And then your second offer was, uh, we will not destroy you. Um, so it's not like you're offering them like anything that will make them happy, you know. You've basically you've you've offered them, you can help us or we can destroy you. So like
Okay.
there's no you haven't really offered a trade.
What about knowledge? Could we offer knowledge?
You can offer whatever you want.
Because I'm just looking through what Jinx has, and she has absolutely nothing.
Yeah, Tiss has nothing too, pretty much.
So
You guys still have the scrolls that we found. The ones with like.
Salia had those, but I don't know what they've done with them. I don't know whether she left them back in our tent or whether she had them when she got kidnapped.
If she had them when she got kidnapped, she has them now.
Okay.
Her bag was kept intact.
Well, it's still in her notes that she has them, so I suppose she probably just has them in a back pocket. Yeah, I guess Salia's gonna like reach out. She's already read 2 of the scrolls, I think. So she's gonna pull out the 2 that she's read.
Okay.
And she'll be like, would this be a sufficient trade for the glove?
Yeah. And Fate looks at them, and the eye does that glowing blue eye thing. Just scanning. Insufficient.
Okay.
Tiss, how do you feel about all this?
It's all a little absurd, right? Like, it's one glove. It's like mismatched. Like there's not. It's not a pair. So it's the one glove. Tiss has no idea what it does or what it is.
Yeah,
but
Jinx
everyone
hasn't
seems
really opened up about her backstory,
right.
So,
but seems like awfully invested in it. Also, there's the fact that like, so I and Tiss expected to come into this to come into a fight, not to walk right up to Celia and carry her out, or like so I think Tiss is also just trying to not make any wrong moves that will trigger that big fight that will engage all of what these 20-30 robots that are in here. So yeah, Tiss is just trying to lay low, I guess.
Okay. Lyra, do you have anything to offer?
I mean, at the moment we could just back away now because we don't really have them on our bad side either. We don't have to avoid going to certain parts of the tomb or anything because we're worried that they're going to come around the corner and just attack us because we stole something from them. I don't know. I think I might just turn to Jinx and ask, are you sure are you set on trying to get this glove, or would something else be suitable?
No, I have to get this glove, but if you want to leave, I'm okay with that. Jinx is kind of, she is being ridiculously stubborn at this point.
Mhm.
And she knows that she probably shouldn't be doing this, but she can't let it go now she can see it.
I'm sure we could find something similar somewhere else in the tomb. We don't have to take it from them.
Jinx just shakes her head.
We could find something that would actually be worthwhile to them to trade. Ooh. Can this address Fate?
Sure.
Fate, I have a query.
Speak. Organic.
What could we do? Because I don't think we have anything on us that would satisfy. What could we do that would make that would be worthwhile and would allow you to give us the glove? We enter the tomb frequently. We have to, and we will continue to.
Retrieve corruption. Bring corruption for us to destroy.
To be clear, you mean items associated with Dovzisha, or magic items?
This tomb was built to imprison Obzishra, Thoxis, and the other. We are the guardians of this tomb. We have failed.
Don't be so hard on yourself, pal. You did as great as you could. It was a good effort, sport.
Whoa, wait. You mean to say that Ovzisha, Thoxis, and the other are not contained?
Yeah, so he pauses and says, the tomb traps them, but it is a more open prison than intended.
They've accessed parts of the tomb that they weren't meant to.
Indeed.
I think we may have similar goals. Well, goals that would benefit both of us. We can bring anything we find that is linked to Ozisha or Thoxis, or the other, if you let us have that glove.
Yeah, Tis, why don't you roll a persuasion check?
Okay. Oh wait, I'm actually okay at that. Here we go. Yeah. Hey.
The Fate looks at you and says, conditional.
Of course.
Remove glove from tomb. Do not bring it back.
Just looks over at Jinx. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I can do that.
Sarasate's influence is too strong. Must be removed.
That can be arranged.
Then Fate looks at the bipedal one that you guys have met before. His name is Space.
Oh.
Says, retrieve glove. And it nods and sort of slowly and elegantly walks over there and grabs the glove with its floating ribbon tendrils, wraps one around the glove, and then picks it up and passes it to a spider, who picks it up delicately between two hands and walks carefully on 6 legs over, and walks towards Tis and hands the glove to Tis with its 2 mechanical legs in front.
Thank you. You've all been far more reasonable than I had expected.
Challenge not the inexorables.
fair enough. Tis will turn around, immediately start a flop sweat. I don't know if reptiles can sweat, whatever. And then head toward the corner.
Okay. Fate looks at you, Jinx, and says, "You are released from your fate." And there's this flash of blue light again. And Jinx, for whatever reason, you feel like there's chance again in your life. Like you can roll again.
Jinx is just going to bow towards Fate and say thank you, and then just follow Tis.
Change rolls towards Lyra. Removing the influence of Thoxis may take many hours.
Will I be allowed to leave afterwards?
Yes. But he is very powerful. It may take many hours.
How long is many hours?
And it pauses for a second. Depends on the degree of corruption.
Okay. Can we leave with the corruption?
Know that our roaming servants will still attack.
Okay, I guess it's Lyra's choice then.
Hold on, let me just look what this curse actually did. I can't. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
To be fair, this curse still tells us when we're fighting something of Foxy's.
Yes,
Yeah.
your disadvantage on all of her attacks.
It gives as if I don't roll badly enough, it gives me disadvantage on all of them. And I think most of the things we've encountered up to this point have been Foxus related.
You've mostly dealt with things that are of Thoxis or of Hubert Songshore.
Yeah.
You have not met much that is of the other, although you have met a couple things when you went down the other side of the tomb to the mushroom people, the mushroom folk.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to agree with them, and I'll say as long as I can leave relatively safely afterwards, then I'll stay as many hours as needed.
Okay. Yeah, this is gonna suck. Cool. Lyra, can you do me a favor? Can you roll 2d8 and roll low? Oh, ouch. Oh.
Okay.
How's it the one time that we actually have to roll low? It's the one time we don't roll low.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so change rolls up to you and says scanning, beginning analysis, scanning, beginning analysis, beginning analysis, scanning, analysis complete. And then looks at you and says,
It's 14 hours.
336 hours.
What? Wait.
It's been nice knowing you.
But okay. Okay.
See you in a few months.
14 days. It's only 14 days. It's
2 weeks. Oh my god.
It's not infinite. It's not resting for eternity. So.
Think we can bump up that number just to make sure that the corruption is completely gone.
Can you not like half take it away?
What's the best you can do in like 8? Like I know the time frame is like 336, but like the client needs the project like as soon as possible.
Yeah, we'll make it worse rather than better. We'll try to get rid of it, and instead of giving you disadvantage against things from Thoxis, it'll give you double disadvantage.
Hey.
I said roll low. I figured you could do that.
I can do that for what? Oh no, I can't. I really can't roll low now.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Okay, at least it wasn't 16.
Yeah.
I think I'll just turn to the rest of them. Say that I don't think they'll let me leave otherwise anyway. Now that they know that there is corruption within me.
It's 2 weeks, though. How will they even keep you alive?
If this weakens you as much as it did Salya, and Salya was only here for 3 days.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice knowing you.
Can I ask them, can they guarantee that I would survive that long?
We are inexorable.
Oh, that's helpful.
You will not perish.
Is that fate saying that?
Yes.
Okay.
Worst comes to worst, you can set your death saving throw to be 10, and you'll just permanently roll 10s and never die.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, I think I've read this one.
It's your call, Lara. Only you can make this decision. This isn't like the other one where it's like, multiple people could make the decision. This is really your call.
Out of interest, on a timescale, how long have we actually been investigating this tomb?
It's been time. You guys have gone to the tomb several times. You've left the tomb several times. You've taken breaks. You were kidnapped. You've taken like longer rests, extended rests, things like that. It's probably been you've probably been here for about a month.
Oh no, okay.
A month and a half, maybe 6 months, maybe 6 weeks.
We could use that time. We've been coming in here without a plan, and we've been risking our lives unnecessarily. We could use that time to decide what our rules of engagement are with the tomb. And we won't just let you be down here. I'll come down and make sure you're okay.
Conjugal visits.
Yeah. Well, no, not conjugal visits, but visits.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
tis.
That too.
not
Just be very careful if you see somebody who calls himself what was it, Allied Master Computer. Just be that's what you got to start running.
I get the feeling that they're not going to just let you leave either. So
yeah. I think I'll just turn to him and say, "Well, see you guys in 2 weeks, I guess." Stay safe and don't die.
Jinx is gonna run over and give Lyra a hug.
Oh.
I think Lyra's just gonna jump back about that, not expecting it, but she'll return the hug.
Fate change. Is there any way we can expedite this process?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. An item tied to Thoxis can speed up the process.
Okay.
Do we have any?
I don't think so.
The glove? Is the glove tied to Thoxis?
No.
Okay. Do we remember Celia had some sort of corruption too. Do we know who it was tied to?
Of Zishra.
Right.
Yeah.
Is Thoxis the sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that was from like something stuck in the wall, so we wouldn't be able to bring it down here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Plaque.
You know the magic weapons we had a while back? What I suppose. Which one were they under the influence of that
Oh,
gave them
we
the magical abilities?
we had the soul stone upstairs in the tent.
Wondered if someone would get that. Yes, you do.
Yeah,
You
we
have a
have the soul.
magical conduit to
Uh,
Thoxis if you want.
Yeah, I think that's still in the tent though,
Mhm.
because I gave it to Bialdor, so we can grab that and come back.
Yeah.
That'll probably take a couple hours, like to get there and back.
Do we need that for anything else? I don't
I
need
mean,
to talk to
Bialdor,
Toxus. Oh, that's right.
we
Um,
don't need it, I guess.
Oh, hopefully he hasn't sent it off. I feel like that would be better off in the tomb anyway.
Can I ask Fate whether this would take up, like whether we could have this thing back?
No,
I
it
kind
is
of
of
expect
Thoxis. It must be destroyed.
fair. I mean, Bialdor's had like a couple days with it. Maybe he's made record. How much would this item speed up the process?
Unknown. Depends on power of item.
Say it was really powerful.
Could speed things up dramatically.
Okay. I think we should go to Bialdor and ask him whether he's willing to give it up.
Agreed.
Okay. So I guess Lyra is going to stay behind in the tomb, and the rest of you, El Tigre, and Ziriel, and Tis, and Celia, and Jinx, and Kana, are all going to leave the tomb. Does that sound fair to everyone? Does that sound right?
Sounds right.
Yeah.
By the way, Asma, do you want to take control of El Tigre?
Oh,
Since you currently don't have a character, I am totally down for that.
You should make a new one too, so you have to interact with yourself as well.
God, I don't know. I'd love to, but I don't know if I have the ability to control El Tigre.
I believe in you.
He's much more of an untamable
Officer.
lion.
You could
Okay.
also sell you.
Mm.
Anyone you like.
Jinx, really anyone, depending on how things go. Okay. Well, we'll work that out shortly. But for now, at least, y'all are making your way upstairs and leaving the tomb. Is that the intention?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
So Kana has never left the tomb before, and is very confused by everything. You start walking up a staircase, and like she is at the bottom of the staircase, and she's like freaking out, like she's unclear. And just to put this in perspective, the staircase that this is happening at is this staircase. So you guys are walking up this. Here, I'll direct you guys there. Bam. You guys are walking up this staircase, but she stays behind and is just like really confused.
Can I reassure her that it's okay, it's safe, you'll be alright?
Yeah, roll a persuasion check.
Can Tis help by clinging his armor, like, and shield?
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely.
Persuasion. I'm gonna assume it's Jinx saying this.
Mhm.
I think both Jinx and Salia can talk to her though, because they both speak Asian Prime.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so she like looks at you, trust in her eyes, and nods, and then walks forward.
I think
And-
Jinx is going to kind of like hang back with her and just make sure that she's okay, like walk near her and next to her.
Yeah. So you walk near her, you walk next to her. Do you hold her?
If she makes an indication that she wants me to,
Mhm.
then I would.
Okay. Yeah. So you're walking with her, you're walking next to her, and you're stepping forward. And as she crosses the threshold, you see her fingers start to disintegrate. And her body turns to dust before your eyes.
No. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That makes two. No.
Why is it always done?
I actually really liked her.
Yeah, I liked Connor. Ooh, God, what was had we been exposed to daylight or anything at that point?
Nope, there's no daylight here.
That is
Is there anything
bizarre.
on the floor or on the walls or anything that we can see that could have been like a threshold?
Yeah, roll a investigation check. You see nothing.
Cool. Okay, can Salya check to see if there was like a magic thing that could have done this?
Yeah, do you detect magic?
I do actually. Do I have any like? Do I still have the same amount of spell slots as I did before? Okay.
Okay, so you're casting detect magic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Baked into the stone here, several layers deep underneath it, this large slabs of limestone that you're climbing up, these stairways. Baked into it, there's magic on every layer. There's runes on every layer. And as you feel it with your magic, you feel that it is some sort of mix of evocation and abjuration magics, and there are layers upon layers upon layers of it, interwoven. Some of the layers are, you would think of them as backwards, so that even if you tried to destroy the layer, it would actually strengthen that layer instead. And everything about it is this binding magic.
Can I tell if it's trying to keep something out or something in?
It's definitely trying to keep things in.
Okay. Salya probably relays that to everyone.
You guys are already, some of you have already walked past it though. Just to put that in perspective.
Could this gather up Connor's ashes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You have a jar or something?
I feel like I wouldn't have a jar, but maybe like a tabard or something, like something I could wrap it up in and tie off.
Yeah. So those of you that remain, continue your path forward towards the surface. And you leave the tomb. At this point, I think you go to your home to find Bealdor. And you find him in a rather disturbing state.
Oh God.
Of course. He is sitting at the desk, and he's taking notes with one hand, but his other hand is gently petting, caressing, lovingly, the soul stone that you gave him.
Oh, God.
And I think that's what we're going to call today's episode.
No.
guys. I know it's slightly early, but I think that's okay. And we've got a lot of experience to hand out because we have to hand out last time's experience and this time's experience. So let me start doing the math on that, if that's okay with people.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go look at some things. So, just go to a new room. You guys are level 6, right? Oh, I don't need to move you guys around. Sorry. I can move you guys. I need to move that. Okay. These guys. Okay, plus. You discovered 2 new rooms, 1 minor room, and 1 major room. You made a deal. And then made a follow-up deal. And lost a friend. Okay, and there are 4 players. Okay. Guys, that is 2,570 experience today.
Whoa.
Again, that's like 2 sessions worth of experience itself. Should be pretty good. How's that doing for everyone? What does that put our total at? Does anyone have that? I don't keep track of the totals. I should, but I don't.
18,388, I think.
18,388.
I think, if I've done that correctly.
I got 17,239, and I had 14,669 for our previous.
Okay.
I had 15,818.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
Okay. So what is that? What is that new title? I'll go with the our British friends here. Sounds like I'm all right.
Yeah, I think they are.
2,388.
Okay. Nice. So fast approaching level 7. I'm not there yet, but that's pretty cool. So we've got some decisions to make for next time. Emily, don't think you're off the hook yet. I need to have that beautiful scene between Emily and Celia. I'm looking forward to it already. And Emily, you've got to start thinking about which one you want to continue with. And figure that out. Jack, we've got to start looking for what Eltigre's next moves are if you're going to continue with 0. I'm totally down for that, but we do have to figure that out. And then Asthma, we've got to figure out whether you want to have another character next session or if you just want to wait. It looks like the plan is to actually give them the Soul Stone. Is that actually the plan? I should actually ask everyone. Is that roughly the plan from the rest of the team? Is to give them the Soul Stone to speed this up?
I had thought that the plan would be if Jinx could translate Kana, then Kana would be able to give much more information than the Soul Stone could. But Kana's died, so
yeah.
We have less bargaining, and he feels like he might not give it up. But the plan is to get it off him.
Okay. Well, that means that we don't know. So why don't you make a secondary character just in case we need a secondary character? Is that okay for you?
Yeah, sure.
Make a level 6 character and all that good stuff. Awesome. Guys, I hope you had fun. Some tense fighting, some tense negotiations, and some sad death.
Awesome.
Okay.
Rip Kana.
R.I.P. Kana. I'm sorry. I really like Kana. I was hoping you would not have her die. But she did. It happens.
I was also really worried about her integrating because that's like centuries of difference, if not more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Would have been nice to see what that amounts to, but didn't work out.
So killed all of our friends last time with and their polar bear, and now we've killed Kana as well.
Well, I think that the forces arrayed against you are very powerful and numerous. I think that's like a contributing factor to this, right? the goblins and halflings weren't necessarily your friends. They were just not antagonistic at that moment. They probably would have been antagonistic had they not been also exhausted and desperate for a rest. Oh boy. Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot going on here. We've got, well, right now we've got sort of 4 big enemies. We've got Thoxis, we've got Ozisha, we've got the other, whatever that is, and we've got Hubert Songshore Enterprises.
And the thing that killed Mochi.
Yes,
that's
and
right.
the person that killed Mochi. Yeah, so we've got lots of bad guys, and not lots of friends. Not to mention the magic hating robots who seem to hate magic in some ways more than others, but still, they definitely don't like magic, and all sorts of other problems. So, guys, if you are enjoying the trials and travails of these wandering adventuring group as they dig through an old school tomb trying to find answers, treasure, history, secrets, and lore, well, you can find out more next time when we play on next Thursday. You should follow and subscribe. Heck, if you're enjoying this channel, check out some of our other content. We have shows on Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays, and soon Fridays again. And probably soon after that, some other day too. Just guess. We've got 2 shows that are in the works right now that'll hopefully both start soon. And with that, do a good job of taking care of yourself. Do a good job of taking care of others. Go live good and happy lives. And never forget to call your cat and feed your mom. Bye.